What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 65. Let's fucking go. Um, Last night we had the last UFC Apex card of the year, the last Fight Night card of the year. We still got one more overall. But for this one, this was a true Apex card. We were saying it coming into it, and it really kind of ended up playing out that way. Of course, we got some few good gems here and there across the card, but...
And it's funny because, looking over it, there honestly was, a lot of decent fights, but I think it was just how it ended that kind of capped off the Apex feel.
100%.
100%, yeah.
So, yeah, with that, as always, before we get into the main event and all the good shit, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. It helps out. Well, let's go. UFC Fight Night. I don't even know what fucking Apex fucking one this is. I don't think this got it.
I don't know. It's like Vegas 86 or some bullshit.
Something like that.
I don't know. It's the UFC Fight Night Song versus Gutierrez.
Bro, we're getting so close to damn near 100 Apex events. How does that feel?
Disgusting.
Shoot me.
This was since 2020.
No, I know.
That's
crazy.
First, there was a lot of them during 2020 because of the restrictions. But
yeah, but granted, there's been a lot of them through 2021 and 2022 this year.
2023.
2021, 2, and 3. So technically, because 2020 did a lot of cancel fights. So let's say 3.5 years. They do about 40-something events a year. You know what I mean? So it's across 3 years, that's 120-something events. And you're at 86 of them were in the Apex.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of thinking about that just earlier. I was yeah, that is fucking insane.
We already knew that they go there way too often, but when you put it into perspective like that and actually draw out the numbers, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Just an insane amount of times they're going trips to here. But of course, every single time today is we understand they save money. They just that's why they've been making so much money. They on the cards they feel like putting good cards. They just go fucking to wherever place. They sell out an arena. They make that amazing gate, and then it's okay, now we go back to the Apex. We make our fucking ESPN money, and we don't pay anyone shit.
Don't gotta move any equipment. Don't gotta assemble the cage. Don't gotta do any of this shit.
Walk in and turn on the lights. That's it. But yeah, with that, Song Yadong, Chris Gutierrez in this main event. It was originally supposed to be Song versus Petr Yan, which definitely would have been a much better fight because by the end of it, we got all 5 rounds completed. Song wins by unanimous decision. I was very surprised to see a 50-44 in there, to be honest.
I was too.
Yeah.
Because while there were dominant rounds within the 4th and 5th round, there nothing close to finishing. It definitely wasn't worthy of a 10-8, but whatever, it doesn't matter because he was going to win anyway.
Yeah, because he definitely landed the some big shots in the 4th, hurt him and stuff, but didn't even accredit him with a knockdown or anything. So just kind of surprising to see that. I don't know exactly how you felt Ginger afterwards. I obviously Song Yadong still clearly won that fight, but I don't know. I really thought that Chris Gutierrez won that second round, to be honest. It just I don't know, I just felt he was able to do a little bit better with the striking that round. Song Yadong, he got the takedown in the second and the third. He did he didn't really do much with it in the second round. Was just on top, not landing much. But yeah, Chris Gutierrez, it was 2 or 3 times in that round he landed some real nice little push kicks to the face that really popped Song's head back. That shit was nice. That was good to see.
That was nice.
It was, but the way that I felt about those was it just they're fun and they do a little bit, but they're not the most effective. It's more of a smush with your foot. You know what I mean? It's a push kick for a reason, and it's because it's more of a push than a fucking kick. Unless you just happen to get it on an angle and knock his fucking head sideways, or you know what I mean? You went up with it and knocked his head backwards. You're not gonna do any real damage with that. So that's why to me that wasn't when we're the round, I don't know, the round just didn't go to him in my eyes for that, because it's okay, yeah, you did that and that was cool, I guess, but
I couldn't tell you how I felt in the moment about that, but I mean at this point it was just by the end of the fight it's just yeah, Song won it minimum 4 of the rounds, if not all of them. It was just
yeah,
whether Gutierrez won that second round or not,
yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know, because I know me and Jimmy have mixed feelings on the fight, but it wasn't great.
Mm-mm.
And I just feel like we can't put all the blame on Song. Like, I know that it wasn't his greatest performance, but it's like, bro, Chris didn't want to be there. Every time Song hit him with anything nice, he was immediately on the back pedal. He's backing up, he's circling, he's getting the fuck out of there. He had no willingness to engage. How much can you do with someone that is not willing to engage?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hard, but like, I don't know, because it's just like, I mean, shit, motherfucking Izzy reigned as the champion at 185 pounds from fucking backing away, throwing leg kicks, and not engaging in a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude became the second greatest champion in that division because of it. It's like I understand, like, it's frustrating, but not everyone has to fight in a style where, like, I want to fucking hit and be hit and, like, go after it. And, like, you know, there are point fighters. There are people that want to touch and not get touched and just win on points over
the thing is I would agree with that if Chris committed to his kicks this fight. The thing is that he threw out so many bullshit little kicks, like so many just little touches to the knee, throwing like a little round kick and not like fully committing to this shit. You know, because in the preview, I was talking about the only thing he has for him is if he kicks his legs to smithereens. And he wasn't even committing to the kicks to do that. So it's like he was like barely throwing. He was not letting his hands go at all either. And just on the back pedal. So like Izzy, at least, Izzy did it way better. Like Chris, it's hard, you know, I mean, like I mean, like obviously there were a lot of boring fights, but like at least like, you know, he would commit to things and like people couldn't figure it out, and it's like Song was like having a hard time because not a lot of people like fight like him, so he was having a hard time figuring it out. But once it got into those like, you know, 4th and 5th rounds, he's like, fuck it, let's put the pressure on. Like
not only that, like that's the thing is he would commit to the kicks and would actually commit to other strikes as well. He would throw combos with the leg kicks usually, like it wouldn't just be one leg kick back out, be a leg kick, maybe like a 1-2 or like a 3-1, like something like that, and then just back out. But like with Gutierrez, he wasn't committing to the kicks, and in a lot of his other fights, like I've talked about before, he will stay in the pocket for a little bit longer than what he would in this fight. Like he would stay in the pocket and like, you know, try to land knees and stuff. But like he didn't even try that this fight. He just, the second it got to into that range, he would just circle out, back out, circle out, do whatever he could to get out of range. And like he just kept it,
and that's
at
where
that range.
That's where it's definitely hard for this one because, like we said in the previous, like all he really got is the leg kicks, and that's why it was just such a frustrating fight to watch because he was doing it, and like technically, you know, like looking at the stats, he outstruck Song Yadong 1 through 3 every single round. But it was the lack of like actual commitment to throwing real powerful leg kick. Just all these little just pushes to the front of the knee for the most part.
Right, so it counts as a strike. You might have thrown 7 in the past 30 seconds, but it's like it's not doing anything.
Exactly.
Shit wasn't even pushing his knee back, you know? Like
so that's where it's just if he did commit to trying to get a little bit more damage like with those leg kicks, then it's like then now you can, because leg kicks are damaging and they can win you fights, but if you're not damaging with the leg kicks and that's all you're doing, then it becomes a lot harder. So it was just, I definitely do feel like the moment got to Chris Gutierrez a bit too much, and because he was even saying in the media day like that he was scared shitless, you know, heading into this main event. He's never gone 5 rounds in the UFC. Song's coming off of 2 5-round fights back to back, like, you know, a good fight with Corey, then just smashed Ricky Simone in his last one. So it's like, yeah, man, Song's a power puncher. He's got good wrestling. It's definitely a scary proposition to be in, you know. So, but like,
especially like on short notice, like not the most short notice, but still short notice.
Yeah, and so that's why, it's hard. I'm sure it was definitely frustrating for Song to deal with that style. But it's like looking. I know he's still young, so it definitely has like time to grow and shit like that. But I guess my worry is he's already been in the UFC for a good amount of time now. He's in the top 10 of the division, and I just don't think he's going to grow that much training with Team Alpha Male. You know what I mean? It's like, because, you know, 4th and 5th round, he was able to like get on top and like had like good amount of control time. Like, you know, like you said, like before when we were talking, like he did land some elbows and like was able to like eventually cut him open. But 90% of the time, it's just head in his chest, and he's just throwing little shots over the top. Like, not it. I don't know, man. That was not the performance from Song that I wanted to see. Like, looking hopeful for him in like future fights up the division. You know.
Trust me, I completely agree with the team alpha male part. I do think he should probably look into changing, just because the last champ that T alpha male had was what? Cody Garbrandt?
Yeah.
So I just don't see a path that shows like they're the team that can get you there.
Yeah.
It just isn't there.
And it's like, I definitely agree with the wrestling too. I'm just really hoping that because of how unwilling Chris was to actually fight him, that if he does get, if he does get the Piotr fight next, like if that gets rebooked, or if whenever he eventually gets into the top 5, that the people that he's fighting, because of their willingness to engage, that it'll just show for a better performance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's exactly, because Song, he's trying to he wants to go in there and fight, you know what I mean? So it's someone that's not throwing any hands at all, because like you can't really look back on fucking Bellator and like PFL, and I feel like all these other promotions would be like arm strikes, leg strikes, all these things, and it's like, who fucking cares about that? And it's like the one time kind of wanted to be like, how many was it, just like arms and legs? But it's like Chris Gutierrez, landed by target. 87% of his strikes were landed to the legs, and 100% were at distance. Like,
yep.
9 out of every 10, or basically 9 out of every 10 strikes he threw was a leg kick. You know what I mean? It's like over 25 minutes, like that.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the other few that weren't leg kicks were just the kicks up top.
Yeah,
like that's it.
Because 3% to the body, 9% to the head. He was throwing head kicks for sure. You know what I mean? I know he had like the spinning back fist and like a few times, and like like the first 2 rounds he was definitely doing much better. Of like, let me like try and just throw a lot of fakes and feints. He was, showing that spin constantly throughout the first 2 rounds.
But just didn't go with it.
And I feel like he was too nervous. Like, maybe he was also too hesitant, like, not knowing what his cardio is going to be like over 5 rounds. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then one Song was just like, trying to like, okay, I'm going to go after you and put it on you. That's what, he was like, I'm not trying to do this. Was complaining about the shots to the back of the head, and like just weren't even to the back of the head. I know the commentary was saying, I guess like at some point he was just like, he was like worried about like some shit like with someone that was like going on outside of the cage. Like,
his mind was just all over the place, but it was not in that fight.
That definitely was not a great performance for Chris Gutierrez at all. With that though, that performance from Song Yadong, what do you think that will actually get him next? Because obviously it's like he's calling for Piotr Jan next. I know we've talked a little bit, and like just talked to like who I think I would want to see him fight next. But like where do you think he'll actually go with a win over Chris Gutierrez? Because that's 2 main event wins in a row now.
It's so hard to say what the fucking UFC is actually gonna do. I feel like we can only talk about what we want or think, because it's like we never know where they're gonna go with shit, you feel me?
No, yeah.
But I do think that a really good fight, even though it is like a few rankings down, would be the Jonathan Martinez fight.
Yes.
He's just such a better form of Chris Gutierrez. He's going to actually be in there. He's going to actually commit to the leg kicks. He's going to throw his hands. So like, it just, if we thought that Song didn't like have a great performance here, and like, we're trying to make up reasons as to what it could be, I feel like all of the questions will really be answered with this, because it's like, if he can get past the person that's like willing to be in front of him, commit to these shots, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a totally different fight. And how does it go?
Exactly. And that's why, right after the fight, it was just like, because it's also like they train together. So, you know what I mean? It's like Chris and their team, like, having that little bit of time for Song, you know what I mean? So it's like, now Jonathan Martinez, if he goes right in, it's like, now they just have a little bit extra, like, knowledge and all these things to work around Song, And then, like you said, just Jonathan seems to be, like, a bit more of a refined version of Chris Gutierrez. I feel like he can get a little bit higher up in the rankings. And so now Song having another, this time, full training camp, like, okay, where did I struggle with that fight? What can I do better? I feel like that would be a much better test to, show where he can go in the division.
And if he's ready for Piotr Jan.
Yeah, because, I mean, after the fight last week, we already said Davis and Piotr Jan, you know what I mean? I really do feel like that's the fight to make, especially after this performance. It's like, I don't know. You struggled a bit with Chris Gutierrez at 15, and Davison just absolutely dominated Rob Font. I feel like he's a bit more deserving of that Piotr Jan fight. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would love that. If the UFC is trying to like push him up and like give him a fight upwards, the only like the two fights that I could possibly see him end up getting, like depending on how timelines and everything go, is either the loser of Sean O'Malley and Cheeto Vera. I could potentially see that, because especially if Cheeto loses, that would be a rematch, you know, like I feel like that would make sense. Or like, you know, it just got announced, but fucking Merab and Henry, I could easily see like the loser of that ended up in the fight. Mainly more if Merab loses.
Merab loses.
Yeah, but like I feel like for moving up, those would be like the potential avenues for him, you know?
Yeah, I could see any of those.
Yeah.
Like, that's really about it, though. Like, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah, and just already had some fights. People already booked or in talks for other fights, you know. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, it's good for him to just get another 25 minutes under his belt, just gain that experience, you know, because he's fucking 26 years old. Like, in all reality, he has plenty of time still until he actually even gets into his prime, you know. So it's like, for all the things of like, oh, he might not look so good now, it's like fucking 2027, you know what I mean? He's gonna be 29 years old, like the start of his prime, and it's like he could be a completely different fighter by then.
Right.
But yeah, good shit overall. Going into the co-main event though, this was vicious, man. Not surprised with how it ended, but also kind of surprised with how we got there. Khalil Roundtree Jr. taking on Anthony Smith, biggest step up in competition for him in quite some time. He's got the wins over Johnny Walker and Paul Craig, but they weren't like up in the division like as high as Smith was, you know, currently right now.
Yeah.
Third round TKO finish for him. I mean, just first, that fucking combo, man. That shit was so beautiful and nasty to end it. Just Khalil standing in front of him. He just throws out the jab just real slow, like just kind of like just measuring with it, you know, nothing real hard. Gets Smith to cover up, smashes him with the right uppercut, left hook, legs wobble, rolls back, and just like fucking showing the replay too of just that hammer fist just ready to fucking drop down on Smith if the ref was going to keep it going. You know what I mean?
But I really appreciated the restraint from him and Mark calling it. Because, like, his legs were so wobbly underneath him, fell back, rolled like you said, and it just... He did not need to get another hit.
No.
Yeah. Because, like, Mark didn't call it right away. You know, he got to stumble, roll, and all of that, and Khalil did not follow up. He just charged it up in case he had to, and, like...
Slowly walked at him.
I respect it. I do.
Yeah, I know. We're just fucking, just watching him so hurt and roll around. We're just like, stop it. It's like, you could stop it. Just, like, end it here. Just watching, like, yo, just stop it. And then he's like, okay, it's over. And we're like, thank fucking God, man.
Yeah.
That...
I don't think he wanted to hit him with that.
No. Bro, Khalil seems just, like, genuinely, like, one of the nicest guys and one of the best guys in the sport of MMA. You know what I mean? It's like, who the fuck has ever said a bad thing about Khalil or has ever heard a bad thing about him? Every time
Strickland.
Did he say something?
Yes.
What the fuck did Sean Strickland say?
Although I'm not
Says he's probably, if I remember right, it's something about him being a bitch and a pussy.
Okay, well that makes sense because he's super nice. So like I'm not trying to say that he is a bitch or a pussy or nothing like that, but I could see Sean calling him that because he's just such a fucking...
this fucking softy.
Yeah, basically.
Even his fucking call out was so respectful.
Yeah. Because, with that, because I was actually kind of interested. I was like, before, like, I was looking through the top 10, and for a second, I really thought that Khalil might actually have the most top 10 wins under his belt currently right now out of anyone else. But then we were going through it. Magomed Ankalaev has 2 wins tied with him. And then Nikita Krylov actually has 3 top 10 wins under his belt.
Yeah.
So it's like, for a second I was just like, damn, is like in terms of like, yeah, top fighters, does Khalil actually like potentially deserve to be in that talks? But yeah, he called out Poatan. He's just like, I think this would be a fight the fans want to see. He's like, better sooner, like sooner is better than later.
It's just scary because he has been finished in the first round twice.
Yeah.
By fucking Johnny Walker and Ian Kutalabe.
Khalil?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shit, I don't know why I kept having it in my head that he beat Johnny Walker. My bad. I definitely said that multiple times. Was she it? Okay, sorry, you can...
But, so it's like, you know, calling out Poatan, it's like, I understand because both of them obviously are just two powerful dudes in there, whatever, but it's like, he's a bit smaller than him.
Yeah.
He's ranked at number 11, you know, he just got the win over Anthony Smith, who is number 8, so that's good. But it's like...
Anthony Smith was just talking shit to Poatan trying to get that fight, you know what I mean?
I know, but it's different with Anthony Smith, because at least he's been around forever, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's beaten and fought like the guys at the top consistently.
I think he should take another fight or two before that.
That's where it's hard, because it's like I understand, but it's like, you know, Khalil's 33 years old himself. I don't like...
That's 205.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like his skills haven't really, like, he hasn't grown like exponentially since like getting knocked out by Johnny Walker, you know what I mean? Like, he's definitely slowly getting better, but it's like, I feel like if you put him in there against like just one of these like top 3, top 5 guys to be like, oh, beat them to get a title shot, I don't know if he's getting it done, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it's just hard because it's like, you have Jamal, who's coming back from an injury and is obviously gonna like fight for that spot. Yuri, who just lost, but like, you know, if he beats any more, like
Rakic now because Jan pulled out too.
Okay, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like, just if he racks up some wins, like he's gonna get that shot. Magomed, if he beats Johnny, or Johnny if he beats Magomed, they're gonna be in talks. You know what I mean? Like, so there's just like kind of other names up there. So he would have to sit out for a while anyway. So I feel like it still just makes sense that he's gonna.
What? Khalil like would have to sit out?
Yeah.
See, well, that's where it's like, because Rakic and like, you know, Yuri, if they end up fighting in February, like, you know, they're like, that's gonna happen, and then like they're gonna need like however much time off. They're looking to, like, you know, they're doing Magomed and Johnny Walker in January. Who knows when Jamal Hill is actually gonna be back? No one cares about Nikita Krylov. Yeah. And now you're at fucking Khalil Roundtree. If they're looking to get like Poatan, let's say, on UFC 300, and if
they're pushing
enough, you know,
if they're pushing for that, then I think that they would do it. But if they're,
it's not realistic. I understand.
Yeah, but that's all.
But that path is like that's the path there. You know what I mean? Is everyone else kind of being in fights, not ready, injured, and it's like if they want to just try and do another title fight for 300, and like they want Poatan because they've had him fucking headlined MSG twice now. You know what I mean? Like he's a fucking star for them. Like he can do that.
I don't know like what their actual plans are for 300 at this point. Like
it's nobody knows.
Fucking knows.
At
this point, but get back to track onto like what should be next for Khalil. Even though you just said no one cares about him, Nikita Krylov is going to be an option because number 6, he's obviously right there. And then also, actually, after I was looking at when you said top 5, him versus Jan isn't a bad fight.
Him versus Jan?
Yeah,
but he just injured himself, so it's
I know he's injured right now, but like, with what? Like, is he going to be out for?
I think it might have been a shoulder.
Rakic?
It might be a shoulder. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, it just all depends on when like. Khalil can get back in there and when Jan could get back in there. But obviously, like I just said, Nikita's obviously an option. The loser of Magomed, Johnny Walker, would be an option. Loser of Yuri and Rakic would be an option. Like he has multiple options to where he can go. Really, the only one would be is if Walker lost to Magomed, it'd be a rematch. And well, actually, no, wasn't that like Johnny Walker's debut or something?
It was in like 2018, 2019, some shit like that. So it has been a few years.
It's been enough time. You can run.
And I mean, I guess with that, I'm looking at it as like, because also to like just go back to the fight too, I really thought that this was gonna be like first, second round finish. Khalil just kind of mollywhopping Anthony Smith. It's just a shutout. Bro, Smith had a stretch in there where he was putting some shots on Khalil where it's like, yo, he might have hurt him. Those front kicks to the body,
they were nasty.
You knew Khalil did not like those. And yeah, man, it just Smith definitely did better than what I thought, but just at 35 years old too, it's fucking Lionheart, man. It's been too much at this point. It's just so hard.
Yeah, I feel like it's not even about his age. It's just about how much he's been through.
Yeah.
Like fucking 37 and 19.
I was about to say, it's the fighter age. It's not the actual physical age. It's his fighter age. Because he has taken so much damage.
Yeah, man. Like,
and it's like he can beat some of the guys coming up, but not like. But it's like actually gonna be hard for him to get ranked wins at this point, I think.
Yeah, and even with the guys coming up, like, I know he just beat Ryan Spann, but like, holy fuck, what did he have to go through to get that split decision? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I know Ryan Spann's a freak fucking athlete, Superman Spann, you know, but like, he's not a great fighter, you know, like.
No, and again, like you just said, split.
Yeah.
It just sucks for like people like fucking Smith where they're in the rankings and they are good and they were good, you know, and because of that they're ranked in what they've done, but you can't just go from being number 8 and fighting out of the rankings, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just like, things aren't just getting put up like that.
I know,
and I hate it. It sucks because it kind of just feels like a lose-lose because you kind of just work your way out of the top 15 by losing, and then at that point you're either beaten, like, and you know, you're just so far into like the damage and your losing streak or whatever, like someone like Tony, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you get put up against like some guy that, like, maybe you can beat him because he's not that good, he's out of the top 15, like, but how long did it take to get there and how many losses?
Exactly.
And then if you get back on the winning streak with that name, who are they going to boost you up to? Who are they going to feed you to? What prospect do they want to beat you to have that on their record, especially now that you just won again? It's like,
and because,
it just sucks.
Because, like, to your point too, like, the higher like level you reach and like the bigger name of like the bigger name you become, the more losses it takes to get to that point where you should have been probably after like your third loss. You know what I mean? Like, I
was about to say title contender.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like he went on a nice streak at 205, fought Jones for the title, lost, and then afterwards he fucking finished Gustafsson in the third round. You know what I mean? Like, or fourth round?
Yes, fourth round.
But, you know, still, it's like, literally, it's like, okay, yeah, people are like, oh, well, he lost to John Jones, he looked like shit, he's not actually that good, but then he just smashed Gustafsson after. It's like...
But it's John fucking Jones.
Yeah, and so it's like... like, he really was, like, a fucking top 3 guy, like, you know, at one point in his career, but it's like, it's just too much at this point. It's so much damage. Like, bro, that Glover beating was just so fucking ridiculous.
My God.
Like, just... Like, I know he's got veneers and shit, so obviously it's easier for, like, veneer teeth to fall out than, like, your real teeth, you know? But, like... Just fucking Glover, like, on his back, Smith turtled up, and he's just getting punched, and he just fucking, like, handing Jason Herzog his teeth, like, hey, can you hold on to these for me later? Like, I need those. Like, that's brutal,
and
man.
Then
that's fucked up.
Right after that, losing the decision to Rakic, and he
got the shit beat out of him in that one, too. Got his legs kicked apart.
And then he goes on a 3-fight winning streak, beating Clark, Jimmy Carute, and then Ryan Spann gets destroyed by Ankalaev.
Yeah.
Has a weird fight with Johnny Walker where Johnny Walker, like, controlled the whole fight and then was, you're trying to hurt my family.
Yeah, he was the first PTSD person to lose a decision to Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
Beats Ryan Spann, so coming off a win.
Yeah. And then takes this shit super short notice.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like it was just him, like, he's always just been that company guy, you know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like he probably thought he can just get it done, make a good paycheck, and just continue moving back up in the division, you know? But yeah, that really is a rough one. So yeah, I genuinely would love to see him retire. He's already got a fucking, like, job working the desk and shit for the UFC. There's no reason for him to get beat up anymore. Like, you've done enough, good friend. Motherfucking Lionheart you are. No one will ever take that shit away from you. You know, like, that's just...
It's almost was beneficial for Jan and Ankalaev to go to a draw, because if it not, he would have had to fight Jamal Hill instead of Johnny Walker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like Jamal would have put a lot more damage on him.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
So,
yeah.
especially after seeing that Glover fight.
Yeah. How things work out sometimes, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's enough with that co-main event. Good shit for Khalil, though. Just beautiful. Would love to see him in some of these good fights. Next one on the card, nowhere near as meaningful of a fight as the rest of the fights on the main card, but it was a great performance. So we'll still bring it up. Nasrat Haqparast versus Jamie Mullarkey. I felt, bro. I always just feel so bad for Jamie Mullarkey when I see him get fucked up.
Yeah.
Ever since he came into the UFC and I'm like, oh, this guy's not that great, and just not do it. But I've just always felt bad, man. I don't know why. I want to see him win. I just don't want to see him get hurt. And a minute 44 into the first round, Nasrat puts him down. I think he gets he got 2 knockdowns in that fight. He got scored with, and that, bro,
that was.
He blasts him with that left hand right around the guard. Jamie Mullarkey goes down and just fucking, on the ground, just kind of referee's position, and just starts fucking bombing on him, man. And he could have ended that a bit earlier, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember him having the clinch and throwing just wild just mad uppercuts.
Yeah.
And that was brutal there. Oh my God.
It was sad because honestly, I didn't think Nasrat was about to do that to Jamie.
No.
The only people who knocked him out was fucking Muhammad Naimov and Jalen Turner. You know what I mean? Otherwise, just losing decisions or whatever.
Rough decision. Brad Riddell put a
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
I know,
So I thought that, and Nasrat has not finished anyone in the UFC yet. So I was
that was his first finish, huh?
Yes. Yeah. So I thought that, you know what I mean? Just getting all decisions. I was like, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Joaquim Silva was his first one. I didn't realize he had that back.
No, yeah.
But yeah, either way, I just was like, he'll go to a decision. It'll be fine. And then he just floored him like that in the first round. I was like, poor Jamie.
Yeah, man. And I feel like it probably just one of those things where it's because fucking Nasrat Haqparast baby Gastelum, he's 8-4 in fucking UFC now, 12 fights. He's only 28 years old. You know what I mean?
Damn.
It's one of those things because we're talking about before, and you're just Eddie Alvarez, he's got 8 fights in the UFC, and it's damn, that's crazy that he only actually had 8 fights in the UFC. That's not a lot. Yeah, Nasrat Haqparast, someone that not very well known, a big guy, but been around for a bit. 12 fights in the UFC now. It's
yes, it was Jamie's 10th.
Yeah, that's crazy. He made his debut in 2017. 6 years ago at this point. It's that was a 22-year-old fucking Nasrat. 28, he's finally starting to get close to that prime now. It's he just might just be on a little bit better of a roll, starting to put things together. 3-fight win streak now. That was a solid ass win for him against Jamie Mullarkey.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's just because even to your point too, Kay, like you said, the only people that Jamie was getting finished beforehand, Naimov and
Jalen Turner.
Jalen Turner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't Naimov. Naimov was up a weight class. That's what it was. He's actually a 45er, and that was on short notice, right? I'm pretty sure. I think that was the fight that I'm thinking of. Yeah, because he fought Wood in his last one. Yeah, 45 fight. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got ridiculous power, and then it's fucking Jalen Turner. So it's Nasrat to be on that list now. That's great, man.
Yeah. In his regionals, one person that knocked out Jamie was Alexander Volkanovski.
Of course.
I forgot about that.
Of course.
Yes, yeah. Motherfucking 155 Volko, let's go. Yeah, but good shit for Nasrat, man. He'll probably get I feel he'll probably get a decent name at 155 after that,
Yeah, his last 3 losses are all his knockout losses too.
Oh, Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could just be one of those things where
5-5.
Yeah, he's not old, 27 years old, but it's 17-7 in his career now, who knows if that chin's just kind of a bit shot at this point,
Yeah.
It's very possible.
No, yeah.
I feel nowadays we don't see it as much where guys kind of get shot super early, but it's it still happens.
It happens. I mean, he does have a knockout loss on the regional scene when he was 8-1 to someone who was 5-6-1 at the time.
Yeah, but that was 5 months after getting knocked out by Volko, so that's why.
I mean, but still.
Yeah, it's not great. So yeah, he's been knocked out in 5 of his 7 losses. Like, yeah, that's definitely not good. But yeah, good shit from Nasrat though. Oh, this one though, I've been waiting to get into this one. My boy gets it done on extremely short notice against the Tibetan Eagle Sumadarji.
That was nasty.
Bro, how the fuck did...
Sir.
Because, he started off with, like, a fucking, I forget what he like a spin kick or some shit?
Well,
I forget what it was. Because
did
I
he
know
do, like, some type of, like, roll into a kick?
Yeah, because I was in the kitchen, like, as it started, but, like, I looked as it started, and I just seen him rolling, and I was just like...
Yeah, he rolled, got up, and kicked.
Yeah. But... Bro, Tim, he's always just such wacky fun. I love it. He was doing his classic, let me throw my one leg up and hop at you, with my leg just sticking out.
Pretending to be rocked.
It's always so funny when he does that, but it's like, bro, someone's gonna fucking just sit you down so bad one of these days.
Still the lineman.
Yeah, he was just in there playing with him.
Not even with like the pretending to be rocked, but like just hopping on one leg, just going at you. It's like, bro, what the fuck is that shit? You know what it's just so funny to watch. But yeah, Tim Elliott, man, he's just great fun. Gets the fucking takedown on Sumadarji, first round sub, puts him unconscious with it. Which honestly,
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry to bring it up because I didn't bring it up then because I didn't want to talk about it because I was like, wow, that was nasty and brutal. But because he was bleeding and as he was getting squeezed and the blood just came out a little bit, oh, that was fucking gross.
Oh no, yeah, that's like a consistent thing that just noticing when someone like has a cut or bleeding or whatever, and then they get choked and like you just watch it like squeeze out.
I've never noticed it before, so that was the first time, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna like ignore that, and it just came back.
There are definitely much worse ones for sure, 100%.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I ignore them.
What was it? Damian Maya had the dude wasn't cut at all. Had a neck crank, with a freaking rear naked choke grip, and all of a sudden just you see the dude's nose start bleeding, and it's like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
What type of crank is that?
Yeah. Crazy, but yeah. Motherfucking Tim Elliott gets the arm triangle in the first round. Just as soon as it got to the ground, you could just tell
it was
that
over.
Yeah, it just a much different level. And it's just funny too because he's talking about beforehand, he's like whenever I'm training, I'm always fighting everyone on the feet. I don't go for takedowns. I don't do a lot of grappling and sparring. But he's like, whenever I go into a fight, I just feel like I have to take the person down. I have to do grappling. He's like, I really want to test myself on the feet and get some more striking in and display my skills. And yeah, 4 minutes into the fight, he subs his guy unconscious.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's there are certain fights understanding wanting to work certain things or whatever, but when you got a fucking slugger like Sumadarji in front of you, it's and you're that much better on the ground, just take the path to least resistance.
Especially when the opportunity presents itself.
Exactly. Man.
And did it present itself indeed?
Hell yeah, man. Just 36 years old, still doing the motherfucking damn thing at 125. Did say that he just signed a brand new contract with the UFC. He wants to be a company guy and just keep on fighting.
Snell.
That if you're gonna push him up, that's the fight you got to do for sure.
Yeah, because I don't want to see him. I don't know. I don't want to see him trying to move up. He's just older at this point. There's no real I don't really think there's a real shot of him getting that title shot. So there's no reason for him to be trying to fight up and fighting these younger guys that are just much better. I think that he is a great test for people to break into the top 10, top 15, and I think he should stay there because he's clearly good enough to still beat people, still give these young guys a run for their money, even if he does lose. You know what I mean? So it's he doesn't have to get bumped, but I think that he should kind of just stay where he is and just let him just be the test for into the top 10. Because if you could beat him, then there's some potential, you know. Yeah. But if you're losing to him, you should not get past that.
Yeah. I know because when you like said that yesterday, and I was just like, yeah, I agree because that's the thing. It's like, bro, like, okay, what? So let's say he beats Matt Schnell and he beats, like, let's say even another guy, like whoever. It's like now he's gonna fight like Brandon Moreno or Royval or Pantoja, or you know what I mean? It's like I don't want to see him take that kind of damage, man. He's gonna get the dog shit beat out of him. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
And even with Matt Schnell, it's like that's not a fucking like he's still gonna take a shit ton of damage in that one for sure too. Like Matt Schnell's a fucking banger. Motherfucking him and Suman Darji went to war in Suma's last fight, like,
yeah, I was gonna say, I feel fucking bad for him because it's like he's only 27 years old. This is the first time he fought in a year and a half, and like both his last fights just put to sleep.
Yup. Yeah, I know. You just seen when woke up and stuff, just sitting there like he's just frustrated and just like it really is a rough fucking coming back, like you said, a year and a half layoff.
Yeah, but it's like he's 3-3 in the UFC, only 27. He should probably not be at number 11.
Yeah, no, I would like to see him take a considerable step down in competition.
Yeah, because it's like I actually don't even know these first two people, but like Louis Smolka, he lost to him and then beat Andre Saukamith. Whatever.
Louis Smolka, like he was around for a while, like a consistent, better guy. Like,
but then so it was like Andre Malcolm Gordon and Zurak Adashev, and then he's fighting Matt Schnell and Tim Elliott. So it's like nobody that's in the rankings he's beating. I don't know why he's at number 11. He should not be there. Yeah,
that's honestly a very good point. I can never kind of realize that that was his 3-fight win streak into Matt Schnell, and he was at number 11 coming.
Yeah, and got put to sleep in it and was put at number. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
That is one win a year leading into that too. Like a fucking year over, a year and a half layoff heading into the Matt Schnell fight too. Damn, that fucking sucks. Don't take a year and a half layoff, fucking Suman Darji. You're getting put to sleep.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, man. Motherfucking Tim Elliott, though. Whoever they fucking put him against, let's hope that is not someone that's just gonna really put a fucking beating on him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's all we can hope for. This main card opener, though, this definitely was not the fight I was expecting. Andre Muniz gets the split decision win over Jun-young Park, the Iron Turtle, my motherfucking boy. He had moments at the end of the first, and I think it was because I think the judges gave him it would have been the second round he got, right? And then the third round would have been Muniz.
So two of the judges gave him the first round, and then one judge gave him the third round as well.
Okay, so they did give him that first round?
There was some weird one. Let me look this up real quick. There was some
the first round,
scorecard.
Fucking Andre Muniz takes him, he's dragging him all over the place, he's scoring multiple takedowns, getting the back, just doing whatever, But then I think it was the last minute and a half or so, something like that. Jun-young Park was able to reverse it. He was on top getting some ground and pound and stuff. So I guess that's where
he did outstrike him in that round 13-3. Because all Andre was doing was just wrestling him around and shit until Park reversed it and was just smash.
Yeah.
So judges' scorecards.
Yes.
Chris Flores had Muniz winning rounds 1 and 2, Park winning round 3. Jacob had it Park winning round 1, losing round 2 and 3. Tony Weeks had Park winning 1 and 3 and Muniz winning round 2. The only consensus round is round 2.
Gotcha.
For Muniz.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't a great fight, man. It
was not.
The Iron Turtle didn't have much for Andre Muniz.
Yeah, he had 2 reversals in the fight. When he was able to do that, he was able to get a little bit of his own control time, you know what I mean? But yeah, for the vast majority of it, it was all Muniz. By the end of fucking 15 minutes, the significant strikes landed were 27-14 in favor of Park, so Muniz went 11 for 14 on takedowns. Yeah, it just sucked. It was the step up that I've been hoping for, and he just basically got shut out, so rough shit for the Iron Turtle. Good shit for Moonies to bounce back after a rough 2-fight losing streak, getting finished by Brendan Allen and Paul Craig. But yeah, that's the main card. The prelims, there's some not so great things, but there were some pretty solid things.
Yeah.
Kate, I'll let you do the honors.
Yeah, Tatsuro Taira for some reason was the second fight on the prelims, but I guess it broke up bad fights and gave us something good in between. Whatever.
Yes,
but it was
exactly why I thought they did it.
It was so great because Tatsuro Taira, he's gotten his 2 decisions, he's gotten 2 subs. He came out here, he was easily dominating him, Carlos Hernandez, in the first round,
Yeah.
It was just a very easy first round for him for sure, wrestling him. But in the second round, he came out and just beat the shit out of him. At 55 seconds into the second round, he hurt him and was just punching the hell out of him. Like, it was not what we've seen from him in the UFC, and I really liked the switch up because it kind of just, I don't know, it just shows you, like, yeah, he can take you to the decision and win that with no problem. He can sub you with no problem. He can control you and then beat the shit out of you with no problem. Like, it's all there.
Yep.
And he's only 23, and it was just a really great fight from him.
Yeah. Like you said, the first round had 3 minutes, 20 seconds of control time. Carlos did do like a good job scrambling and just like creating some good moments. Like, it was fun throughout that first.
Yeah, like it was a good flyweight first round.
Yeah, and bro, it was just so nice because just heading into it, I'm like, okay, he was supposed to be getting into the top 15. I'm just like, I don't know, maybe they should slow roll a little bit, just because it's like he hasn't really shown like the best skills on his feet. You know what I mean? Like, just being very grapple heavy. But that just sniped him with that right hand. That shit was so beautiful. So happy to see that shit.
Yeah.
Just really fucking showing that full skill set now at 23 years old. And I mean,
and it's like, dude was 30 years old, hadn't been finished before. You know what I mean? Like,
I think he had he had a decision loss and a rear naked choke loss.
Oh yeah.
But never been finished via strikes. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
To just fucking smash him like that, and oh man, I was really hoping that he would go grab that submission to give me that perfect on it. But it. Like we were saying, it's when you have someone so clearly hurt and they're just covering up, not doing much. You keep punching. You know what I mean? You keep going and end the fight.
Punching.
Yeah, and he had good ground and pound too, which I liked because it was on the feet that he dropped him, and he followed it up and just had very nice ground and pounds. Yeah, it was just good to see.
Super solid, man. Great performance 100%. From fucking I cannot wait to see what he does. I don't know if you said after I kind of, but the call out afterwards.
Oh, I didn't say it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I wasn't sure because as you were going, like, I was looking up like at the stats too and stuff. So this was not the call out that I was expecting at the fuck all.
But I love it so much.
Yeah,
so fucking much.
This shit got me so hyped up, and I am ready for it. Just fucking do it now. The battle of the 23-year-olds.
Fucking Muhammad Mokaev.
Yes, Tatsuro Taira versus Muhammad Mokaev. Let's fucking go, bro. I
would love to see that.
Bro, that is honestly the kind of fight where I don't know how people might feel about it or whatever. Put that shit either, like, I know they haven't fucking gone to Japan in fucking forever, so it probably wouldn't be in Japan. But, like, if it's not going to be there, or do it in, like, England or something like that, where Fight Night main event.
Yeah.
Just do it. 5 rounds between these two young fucking, like,
bro, that would
really
go so
fucking
crazy.
Really put the spotlight on these two guys. Fucking blow them up, man.
Because the things that I love about it so fucking much are, 1, they're both 23 years old.
Yup.
2, they're both amazing grapplers. Like, we are going to see some just real fun grappling exchanges out of that. Like, it's going to be so fucking good.
Taira subbed half of his opponents. Muhammad Mokaev appears to not be subbable. You know that?
Yes, exactly. So, like, Mokaev seeming unsubbable, but it's like Tatsuro showing that he also has the power to put people out. But it's also because it's like, while Muhammad is in the rankings, his best win now is Tim Elliott. And so it's like, before that, Jafel Filo, and we've seen him struggle with him, Malcolm Gordon, Charles Johnson, Cody Durden, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not like he's in the rankings with all these top wins and all this like top contender experience, you know?
Yeah.
He doesn't have like this super edge over Tatsuro. Because it's like with it, like he's Taira is 15-0, and I know like Muhammad does have like extensive amateur background, but like
he's
so
11-0-1, like, you know, overall, and
Tatsuro went 8-0 in amateur. So
and they're both 5-0 in the UFC too. Like
exactly. So it's like, you know, it's not like either of them have this crazy edge, even though like Mikhaev seemingly does because of his ranking. I feel like it's perfect. I fucking love it. It would be such a good fight.
Yeah, man. Like
Yeah,
like I said, both 5-0 in the UFC. Muhammad's got 4 submissions, 1 decision. Tatsuro Taira has 3 finishes with 2 subs, 1 KO now, and then 2 decisions. Like, bro, just
and it's like Mikhaev's always trying to fight people. He's calling people out. He'd be talking shit. You know what I mean? Like, if people don't want to fight him and Taira's trying to get in there, maybe he'll want that too.
Is it?
Because they're doing Alex Perez, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, so that...
I mean, I was going to bring that
I keep
up
forgetting
because...
about that, sorry.
That's the one thing where it makes it unrealistic, because...
Muhammad Mikhaev did tweet out, like, after that call-out, Tatsuro Taira, be ready if Alex Perez pulls out.
And it's funny because I was going to say, with all of his fucking canceled bouts, what if he doesn't make it there?
I mean...
Dude has
I would prefer full camp. I would prefer full camp. I will say that.
Full camp. Bro, that's why I mean...
Okay, since 2021, he has had 9 canceled fights.
Yes.
And has fought 1 time.
Yes.
It looks like there's a good chance he might not fight.
Yeah. I mean, that would still be cool, you know what I mean? Because that's still, like, the way that we could get it, but... I would just love if they did that as, like, just a very big fight. And that's the thing that sucks, because it's like, maybe Tatsuro ends up, like, number 15 or something like that after this. But it's like, if Muhammad does fight Alex Perez, it's like he's probably going to end up at, like, number 6 or something after that. So it's like, they're not, like, Muhammad's going to the top for a title. Like, they're not going to do him versus 15. You know, like...
I mean, he's only ranked number 9. Perez only number 7, so it's like, he might end up being like 7 or 6. But depending on how things go.
And I was thinking 6 because I know they also got Manel Kopp and Nicolau booked, so it's like...
True.
Yeah.
One of them's going to lose, and I feel like Muhammad's going to end up above him, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, I wish they didn't have that book so we could get that. Like, that's... Bro.
Yeah.
I would love that so fucking much, because that's the thing. It's like, whenever you got prospects coming up, like, you don't want to kill them off, and, like, you want to be able to have them rise, like, together, so then you can make, like, a big fight. Like, and so I guess that probably, you know, it's like, one of them to take a loss now could kind of suck, but it's like, bro, they're both 23, like... They could
create a rivalry.
Yeah, like, they can easily fight 3-4 times over the course by the time they're fucking 32. You know what I mean? Like, it's... Yeah, it would be so fucking awesome. But yeah, good shit for Taira, though, overall. Beautiful performance. Other than that, on the prelims, I was so sad with this. Melquizael Costa, Steve Garcia. We finally get the fight. First round, Costa just controlling him the entire round, like, just easily won that. And then the second round, just... Steve just fucking put it on him, man.
Yeah,
just obliterated him, really.
Minute and 1 second is all it took, because, like Jimmy said, Costa had control of him the whole 5 minutes of the first round, essentially. A minute is all it took for Steve to just absolutely annihilate him.
Yeah. Like... Strike total, significant strikes, 5-4 in round 1 in favor of Costa, 25-1 in that minute that lasted in round 2. Like,
what was the exact control time?
Probably like
4 minutes 41 seconds. Yeah.
I was close. I was 4 seconds off.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just he got the knockdown in the second. Yeah.
And just did not let up.
Yeah.
Very rough performance.
It was brutal.
It just sucks. I want to see Melquizael do good, but it just one of those things that just might just not be on this level. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
But yeah. And then I mean, Hyung-Sung Park. He did get like, you know, those body shots to fucking Shannon Ross. That shit was nasty. It because I'm pretty sure it was like a kick the first time. You've seen Shannon Ross start to back up, then landed 2 more shots to the body, folded him up.
Combo.
Yeah.
like a hook straight into like the solar plexus, drops him into ground and pound, and oh my god, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Shannon Ross now 0-4 in UFC type like promotion, between Dana White's Contender Series and the UFC. Been finished via strikes in every single one of them. 34 years old, 13-9.
They should have never brought him in, but he should definitely get out.
Yeah.
They should drop him. At this
Shouldn't have
point,
brought him in. Shouldn't have been here this long.
Yeah.
Like it was honestly kind of watching it too. I was just like, man, I'm kind of surprised that it's taken this long for Park to put him away. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, he's younger. He's only 9-0 in his career now. Like, just trying to take his time. Maybe just not be dumb, but like, yeah. Just one of those things.
Could have got it done sooner.
Yeah.
Either way, still good.
Hell yeah. Overall, though, that's those are really the only real big meaningful things to bring up from the prelims, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's fucking go. Final Apex card of the year. Let's hope in 2024 we get a little bit less Apex cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, I mean, they've slowly been tuning back. 2023, we've gotten way more Fight Night events out in places than 2022, so...
I was about to say, a man can dream, damn it.
Yes. But yeah, with that, though, bring it up real quick before we get into Tapology. The draft officially been decided. Song Yadong, my boy, the last guy that I needed to fight for this year, has fought. And because he won, Ginger only has one more guy to fight, but he's 2 points behind. AT wins, Jim Bob second, Ginger third, let's go.
Yeah, dog.
It was a fun time, though, doing all of that and shit. And just...
yeah.
You want to know it's not a fun time?
What?
The big draft.
The big draft? Yo, the big draft's even more of a fun time. I haven't even looked at it a little bit. I don't know what's been going on. Oh my goodness. I'm definitely doing that right after this. But yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of fun because start of the fucking shit just because we did it after the Brazil card in January.
Yes.
So just picked a champion, picked contenders 1 through 10, see how they did throughout the year.
And an honorable mention.
Yep, and an honorable mention. And just see what the records were at the end of it. Motherfucking Kate smashed us all. It was a very solid performance. She had some wacky results, and like for some of them that we were not expecting. Because bro, for fucking, it's really the crazy one that it's
Jessica?
Just. Huh?
Are you talking about Jessica or?
Well, I mean, obviously, that is probably, but like motherfucking Robert Whittaker, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought that Robert Whittaker would be your only fighter to not score you a point this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went 15-6. 3 of my losses came from Jessica Andrade. 1 from Cheeto, 1 from Burns, 1 from Whittaker. But I also, I got a win from Burns and a win from Cheeto. No win from Whittaker. Yeah. And a win from Jessica, who she went 1-3. Let's go.
Yep. I also have 3 losses from Jessica Andrade, but I also have many losses on top of that too. 12-9 overall for me. How
many times did Armin fight this year? Just the one?
Who?
Armin. No, he had Silva and...
Oh, yeah, we didn't update it for the last one that he just had.
So I'd be 16-6.
I'd be 16-6, yeah.
Yeah, and then you saw Shopcott fighting next week?
Yeah. Yep. So I'll be 17-6.
Yep. It's fuck. Piotr didn't score me a point this year, went 0-1. Arnold Allen didn't score me a point, went 0-1. Ryan Spann went 0-2 for me. Raul took an L.
He went 1-1 though.
Alexa Grasso with the draw. Cyril Gahn went 1-1. It wasn't a great year.
Yeah.
But
best fighter.
Ginger has the best record overall.
Yes, the most MMA record. He still got one more chance to make it more MMA. You know?
That's true.
I was about to say, at the moment, sitting at a respectable 10-9, 1 draw, 1 no contest.
Glorious.
Valentina, out of everyone, is the one that shocks me not getting a single point.
Yeah, fighting twice and going 1 loss, 1 draw.
Yeah.
Adrian Yanez hitting you with the 0-2.
Yep,
Fazeev
Adrian
0 and
Yanez.
1.
Fazeev 0-1.
Johnny Walker with the 1 win, 1 no contest.
One no contest. We were. Hey,
You were
at
close to
least
going
Sean
0 and 30
Brady-
with Jalen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even though Jalen should have won one of those and Cameron should have lost one. But yeah, no, fucking. I'm at least glad that Sean and Cop ended up fighting this year because we were thinking it wasn't going to even happen.
Yeah, that's very true.
And they both got you a win.
So.
Oh man, yeah, this was a whole lot of fun. We should definitely do this style again for next year, and then get it throughout from the start. First card, boom. Maybe we make it a little bit different. Do we change it up at all? Do we do the same kind of format, but now we could add in any promotion?
Adding in a promotion.
So a champion from this guy, maybe number 1 contender here, number 5 contender there. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see what we do with that. But let's go. Whole lot of fun with this draft. And now we got Tapology to talk about. The last thing to get into for this episode of the podcast. Good old Jim Bob. I very much made up for my dog shit run last week. Even though the one fact that I do enjoy is... So I got 1 right last week out of all of the fights. But I still got 1 more perfect last week than this week. Got 8 right overall. 2 decisions. 3 semis. Not too bad of a week.
I got 7 right, 1 perfect, 2 semi-perfects.
Yeah, and I got 7 right, 1 decision, 3 semis. No perfects.
Yeah.
Let's go. Beating out Katie by 10 points.
Yeah.
It's always so shitty losing by such a small amount. You know what I mean?
Specifically to Ginger.
Oh, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let's go. We got 1 more Tapology event to talk about for this year. Who's gonna end the year on top?
God.
It's gonna be Jim Bob. It's definitely not gonna be Ginger. I know that. It's gonna be between me or Kate next week, so.
The fuck?
It's the truth.
When's the last time you went a week that wasn't last week?
I would actually have to look.
Months ago. So there you go. You're not winning for months again. It's just the thing is, you took your win last week. You shouldn't have done that. You should have saved it for next week. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. But solid night overall. UFC Apex card. Yeah. There's some boxing. That shit kind of sucked. I do kind of.
I didn't watch it.
The one thing I do want to bring up though, this shit was hilarious. So Devin Haney, Regis Prograis goes all 12 rounds. Goes to the decision. At the end of the fight, Regis threw 363 punches. He landed a whopping 36. Landing at a 10% clip and landing the least amount in fucking CompuBox history over a 12-round decision.
Do you know what we also didn't talk shit about?
Oh.
5th round, Chris Gutierrez coming in with the Minari roll and just putting himself on the ground for Song to get on top of. I'm so sorry it took me this long to remember.
It was during the, I forget which fight. It was a couple of fight after. I think it was the Tim Elliott fight where, like, the wacky shit, I ended up thinking about it, but I was just like, yeah, we're so far past it. I
still felt like it was worth it, especially now that we're all the way at the end.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, might as well bring it up now.
Well, because there's nothing else, so it's just like, oh yeah, we forgot to talk about it, but
we're about to do it.
He did that dumbass shit.
Might as well do it.
It was very funny.
The worst Minari roll attempt I've ever seen in my life to just absolutely lose that 5th round. Great for him.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But now that's everything.
I can't wait to do this preview next week. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, that preview is going to be fucking great. What a card we got. UFC 296. I don't know if there's any other little events going on. I know there's like 5 fucking regional events on Friday, all on UFC Fight Pass, so that could be fun to watch. Other than that, though, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Like and subscribe if you did. Maybe drop a comment. It helps out. We got the Twitch descriptions in the link down below. Let's go. Catch you in that preview. Peace.